today on Divorce Court.
I just want to tell you that I feel like we have communication issues, and sometimes you don't appreciate me, and the family issues, they have to stop.
I feel like that we wouldn't have communication issues if you would just stop talking so much and listen to what I have to say sometimes, and stop being so controlling over the family issues, and that might help too.
When I decide to give you say-so, Joshua, you don't say anything. When I don't ask for your input, that's when you decide to speak. I'm willing to do whatever we have to do to get it together, but I feel like we need to be on the same page.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Tavarshia Jones and Joshua Coleman. The two of you have been together for 6.5 years, and you have 2 children together. You've been together a long time, but you still can't decide whether or not to walk down the aisle, so you've come to me for my opinion. I've given you my compatibility test. You've given me your marriage license with permission to tear it up should I think your union is ill-advised. Ms. Jones, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me what's the hiccup in getting down the aisle?
Well, me and Joshua has a few issues, but communication, and that's basically our main issue, communication.
Well, I understand you believe he's cheating on you, and it's been cheating on you from the beginning.
No, ma'am, I don't believe he's cheating on me right now, but from the beginning, yes, and that what makes it hard for us to communicate. I don't trust him a lot.
Give me a little history of his cheating pattern.
Well, when we first got together, Joshua had just got out of a relationship. He cheated on me with that female. Mm-hmm. Then probably about a year later, he cheated again with a coworker. She actually contacted me on social media. Mm-hmm. I approached Joshua about it. He told me she was lying, it wasn't true, but eventually, probably by the end of the day, it came out. Everything came out.
Was that the last cheat?
Yes.
And that was how long ago?
That was probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago. Mr. Coleman, can you co-sign on that?
Yes, Your Honor, I can. I admit to cheating, but I've changed my ways. I've matured. Mm-hmm. I'm a family man now. I go to work every day. I come home to her and the kid.
And so it's, okay, so what do you think the major stumbling block is to you getting down the aisle?
Communication.
Communication. So well, at least we agree on what the problem is. Ms. Jones, why don't you give me an example of some of your communication issues?
I'll say as far as parenting. I'll say one thing as far as the kids, with them being on electronics, tablets, phones and stuff. I'll tell them one thing amount of time. Joshua, on the other hand, he'll let them be on it for an hour or two, long as they're not bothering him.
We play the game together. If we love to play the game, we love to play the game. She will stand in front of the TV and unplug the TV if I don't turn the game off.
Yes, I do, but that's because he plays it too much. He plays it before he goes to work, when he get off of work, and he'll play it for 2 and 3 hours. That's too long.
I got dressed, put my robe on, put my earrings on, came on out here. You guys are talking about video games?
Nah, we ain't talking about video
really
games.
What the issue is?
That's not what the issue is.
Tell me why it is, you know.
For me, she too controlling.
Tell me about the control.
It's either her way or no way. Point blank period. Far-wise with the kids. If she say the kids can't do something and I say they can't, well, why they can't do it? I said it. I'm the mama. What I say go.
Give me an example of some outrageous response she's had to something that she didn't get her way.
She tried to make me go to bed every night when I get off of work. Now, mind you, I work in the warehouse. I work 10 to 12 hours a day, and I sweat a lot, so I come home, I want to take a shower, kick back, relax, maybe drink a beer or whatever, play the game. Play the game for, a little while. She want me to come straight to bed. As soon as I get off.
Does she have a purpose?
Nah, it ain't no purpose. Yeah. She don't want to give me no sex. I ain't gonna say nah all the time. Sometimes, yeah. But most of the time, no. She just want me in the bed. Come to bed. I just got off work. I need some chill time to wind down. I need some me time.
Ms. Jones, what is your response to that allegation?
Well, that is true sometimes, but it's only because I'm without him 12 and 14 hours. And then when I go to sleep, I can't sleep unless he's with me. So if I'm waiting up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning until you get off of work, yeah, I want you to come to bed so I can go to sleep. I couldn't sleep for all these hours that you've been gone.
Do you understand she has problems sleeping with you're not in the bed?
Yeah. Okay.
But how is that your problem? Is what you're saying to
You better
me.
turn the lights off and go to bed till I get there.
Turn over and give it a try.
Give it a try. Give it the good old college try, you know?
It's not that easy.
Do you feel unappreciated?
Yes, I do.
Why do you feel unappreciated?
Well, one reason why I feel unappreciated is we've been together for 6.5 years. Out of the 6.5 years, I can say probably about 3 times he asked for sex and I said no, compared to me being at work all day and just giving it to you every time you say it. So yeah, I feel unappreciated. I'm doing all of this, giving you everything you need and want.
Now, do you work outside the home in addition to inside the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work full-time?
Part-time.
Part-time. And so you feel unappreciated for what you bring to the table.
Right.
Both economically, housewife-wise, and sexually.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Coleman, your response to that allegation? No.
No. She can't keep up with me.
She what?
She can't keep up with me. I got stamina like a rabbit. Go, 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 go.
So you're not getting quite enough sex is what you're telling me.
Oh, I'm getting enough. I ain't know she won't get enough. Sound like something new to me.
It's not that I don't get enough. It's just like after 6.5 years, I want something different. Like, you know how a man, they want you to dress up and dance for them and something like that. I want something too, but what I want is a little bit more.
What you want?
Does he ask you to dress up and dance for him?
Mm-hmm, and I don't have a problem with it.
And you do it too? Have you made requests of him he wouldn't fulfill?
Yes.
Like what?
Like what? Like what?
I want somebody else in the bedroom, preferably a female. And he don't think that I'm about the life that I talk.
Okay.
Objection.
Now, Mr. Coleman, I come in here. Usually that's the dream of every man that comes in divorce court is another woman in the scene. You have this opportunity presented to you, but you don't want to do it.
That's
or
not
do
true,
I have it
Your Honor.
wrong?
You got it. You don't got it wrong. She got it wrong. If I brought a woman in there, she might try and fight both of us in there.
So you think she's not telling the truth?
Not that she might want it, but if I brought it to her, would she go through with it? That's the thing about it. I don't think she would.
You know, Ms. Jones, over the years, and I've been here for a while, I've seen a lot of threesomes, and it almost never works out. Somebody gets mad, somebody gets their feelings hurt. It wasn't what you thought. Then he's seeing her behind your back, and then, but you like this girl and he don't like her and all that kind of stuff. It's hard enough to keep a relationship between two people going. Bringing in a third party, it sounds good in theory. Mm-hmm. Rarely does it work out well. I just won't put that out there.
I'm sitting in the dock in the warehouse with a bunch of men. Do you want me to FaceTime you? Her response was yeah.
Did that happen?
Yes. And it happened because if we go back to the second time when he cheated, it was with somebody he was working with.
You say that his family has a problem with you. Is that accurate?
Yes.
What is the problem your family has with you?
She mean.
Now, Mr. Coleman, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. What do you think the problem is? And then we'll hear from Mr. Coleman.
Well, last year, my daughter accused a family member of touching her. Okay, the family didn't agree with the way that I handle things. I got the authorities involved, and I automatically kind of cut off communication far as her being around them and things like that. And ever since then, it's just like that. They don't want to have nothing to do with me, basically because of what I decided to do with my children.
Mr. Coleman, did that happen?
Yes, that did happen, but let's rewind. Let's go back a few years before this.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go back
here.
a few years before.
One of my family members and one of her family members were messing with the same man.
Did that happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody fight?
Yes.
Yes.
No kidding. I was just trying to be funny.
No, we come from
They
the hood.
threw down
They were
over
fighting,
this dude.
shooting, and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. That started the rift, and then it just continued to be more and more. But with my family's biggest issue with the whole touching of the child situation was the way she went about it, with exposing it on the social media. I'm not a social media person, so me personally, I don't care. But I stood by her because she is my fiance, soon to be. But And it's not about her taking just my child away. She took all of the kids away from the family. It's not just one. I have family members that always want to get my daughter, my kids, they always want to get them, but she says no, and if I have to clear it with her first. If I don't,
right,
it's World War III in the house.
Right.
That goes back to the controlling issue.
Well, explain to me other areas in which she's controlling. Give me a story to make my hair stand on end.
With her being controlling, this is a control issue, trust issue, all rolled into one.
Okay, sounds like a good one to me.
One night I'm at work, the power goes out. We have an OSHA law that says you got to stay there for 4 hours, or if the power come back on, finish the work when the power come back on. I text her and told her the power went out. She said, and I was like, we got to stay there for 4 hours. She texted me back, yeah, okay. So me knowing her, I know automatically she didn't believe me. So I asked her, I said, what's wrong with you? She said, I don't know, that just don't sound right. So I said, do you want me, I'm sitting in the dock in the warehouse with a bunch of men. Do you want me to FaceTime you? Her response was, yeah.
Did that happen?
Yes. And it happened because if we go back to the second time when he cheated, it was with somebody he was working with that he would stay late at work, late at night, to see this person after work. So that's the reason why it's like that.
Right.
All right, but that's cool. I was working with women then. Right now, I work with all men. If you find a woman in that warehouse,
yeah, it's news to you.
Yeah, I work with all men. I don't want no man, straight up.
We have gone all over the place with this, with communication, trust, cheating, and the family. And it seems to me that a primary source of contention is that family piece. So I want to take a moment and explore that so we can get that cleaned up.
Okay.
But what about the rest of my family?
If they wanted to see him that bad.
So you feel like his entire family ought to be exiled because of what this one individual did?
Yes.
Yes.
Could you ever completely trust your partner after they cheated? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/divorce court. Divorce Court will be right back. Mr. Coleman, tell me, I understand that your families just don't get along. Tell me some incidents that would allow me to see the broader picture with respect to those issues.
It's hard for them to get along, and I just don't want to be in the middle of it. I try to stay neutral in the situation. But if I don't take her side or agree with what she says, automatically I'm taking my family side. And my family pulling at me like she shouldn't have all the say-so with the kids because they're your kids too, which I understand that. But like I said, I'm trying to build a family here.
Okay.
So I try to stand by her side, but once I say, I don't agree.
Give me a for instance. Tell me one time when she's done that.
For instance, the other day, my mom was riding around. She wanted to come over and see the kids. She didn't feel like being bothered, so she said nobody could come over to the house that day.
Do you recall that incident, Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
But tell me what occurred and why you got upset.
Basically because I don't like people to just pop up or just call me and say, I'm on my way to your house, or to even just knock on the door, because we might not be ready, and just this day, I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't care if it was for the kids or if it was for him or even me. I just didn't want to see anybody. So if I said, no, today's not a good day, then today's not a good day.
That's a controlling issue right there. Because
but wait a minute. Different families do different ways. There are pop-up families who just pop over, and like at my house, you can't do that.
No, I don't.
You can't just drop by. You can't say you on the way, because I won't answer the door, because this is my house.
That's how I am.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
How I am.
But it's my house too.
So?
I understand that, but if they're dealing with you. But if they're asking, you know what I mean?
She don't like them. They don't want to see her. They want to see me and the kids. They don't like her. She don't like them.
So what makes you think I want them to be at my house if they don't like me?
You stay in the room like you always do.
It's my house.
It's my house too.
I mean, it's our house, but still.
Exactly.
Why do you think they don't like you?
Because I have a strong personality and I stand by what I say, and I don't care how they feel or if it's going to hurt them or if they have anything or if they have anything to say.
Give me an example of one time you had to straighten out his family that you think may have led them to the opinion you're too strong.
Them not seeing my children. They want to see them. I don't have a problem with them seeing the kids. I just don't want the kids to go out of my eyesight with them.
Mm-hmm. Can you understand that?
No.
Given the issue that occurred?
We set it in stone. This person not allowed to be around them.
Right.
And it had been long enough where they should feel that we serious about this, because I stand beside her on that. Mm-hmm. This person is not allowed, but what about the rest of my family?
If they wanted to see him that bad.
So you feel like his entire family ought to be exiled because of what this one individual did?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a reason they can't see the rest of his family?
If they wanted to see him that bad, they would have took time out to see him. Before this incident, they seen him once in a while. They act like they was coming to see my kids or asking to see our kids every week or every weekend. It'll be months that go past before they ask to see them, and they only ask to see them when another child of the family is around them, to the point that they need my kids to play with.
So this is a before your vows. Just bringing you back to that. So I'm going to ask Mr. Coleman, really the only question that really matters at this juncture. If it gets down to the get down, and she feels one way, and your family feels another way, are you going to stand by her side or side with your family? I'll give you a moment to think about it. How would you react if your partner requested a threesome? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Did you think about it?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got an answer for me?
Yes, I do.
Tell it to me.
I would side with her, of course, because I see myself spending the rest of my life with her, building my empire with her, building our empire together.
Now, I was going to ask for a professional love, but he just skipped right on into it and fell down face forward and listen. Now, I'm going to do a little work on your behalf, if you don't mind, okay?
Thank you.
I think this guy really loves you.
Yes.
I do not in any way, shape, or form blame you for the anger that you harbor toward individual X. But let me say this to you. If you love him, you cannot excise him from the rest of the family. You don't want your kids out of your eyesight, but you don't let his families come over to see the kids. So that's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Make sure they're safe, but don't be extraordinary about damning an entire side of the family for the actions of one individual. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't want them out of your sight, that's fine. But they can come over every once in a while. Don't let them just pop up, but let them come over every once in a while. Don't stay, I can't imagine your anger. Can't imagine it. But don't allow that individual X to seep into the soul of your relationship with this dude and jack it all up.
Right.
That person's already done enough. So if you continue to let that inform all of your decisions with respect to all of his people, you're going to eventually cause him to be so resentful that he won't be able to actively and lovingly and consistently participate in this marriage I think you ought to have. So there's your marriage certificate. There's my best advice to you. There's my best work on your behalf. Good luck to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
Today, listening to what the judge had to say, I do feel like that he'll stand by me and that our relationship, it will change, it'll get better.
In order to bring V and my family together, it's gonna take a lot of hard work, a lot of sit-downs, a lot of talking it out like adults supposed to do.